Whether it's your tyrant of a boss, catty coworkers, or perhaps it's your workload, a toxic work environment can wreak havoc on you personally. But there are ways to manage it. Then that's the good news. You can deal with it. Andrew Wittman is the author of Ground Zero Leadership, CEO, and You is here. He's going to talk about it this morning. Andrew, first of all, welcome to Fox 8 News in the Morning.
Thank you so much.
All right, explain what would constitute a toxic work environment?
Yeah, I think there's like three causes of it. So the first one I would say is everybody sick a lot? Because 80% of all doctor's office visits are caused by stress.
Are you kidding me?
No, and you know what? Most heart attacks happen at 9 a.m. on Monday morning.
Oh my God. Would you show up at work?
Right, so on the way to work, right? So if everybody's sick a lot, that's like a clue.
Are you kidding me? So people, if you're at a workplace where people call in a lot,
yeah,
that's a clue.
That's a clue. It could be toxic.
Okay.
Or if you're run down, you know you get sick and run. It's not always necessarily flu season, right? It's just, we're stressed out.
And our mental health day,
right,
like every month.
Well, and it helps our physical health too.
Yeah. All right. Okay. You have a toxic work environment.
Yeah.
It could be your boss. So how do you deal with a boss who you just don't get along with?
Right. Well, so the first thing I would ask you with the boss, do they use intimidation to get you to comply, or do they inspire you to do great work? And so if they're not intimidating you and it's just a personality conflict, but they're more inspirational, right? So that's not the boss, it might be you.
It may be you.
Right, but if they only use fear-based motivation to get you to comply and you're always in fear of losing the job or getting called on the carpet.
That's not a good thing.
No, that's not you. It's probably not.
What about, as we say, catty coworkers?
Okay, so here's the thing with like cliques, bullies, and backstabbers. Yeah. The interesting thing is that only 3 in 10 adults have a healthy self-esteem.
Only 3 in 10?
Only 3 in 10. So that means 70% of the workforce out there are probably looking for acceptance and trying to inoculate themselves from the fear of rejection, the pain of rejection. And so they fall into this category of clique, bully, or backstabber. And when you pull back the curtain on that, you're like, oh, you know what? They're not the great, powerful Oz. Bless their hearts. They're just having a hard time.
Oh my God. Okay, now, here's the question.
Yeah.
You're in this type of environment. How much is it your perception, or is it a reality? I mean, is it?
I always look at me first,
okay,
and it's interesting because I'll go,
right,
so we go and we do trainings all over the country, and I'll have some people say, this is the greatest place ever, I've been here, 20 years, and then other people be like, this is the most toxic, worst place ever, this is the worst ever. Okay. So I got, right, so what's the only difference is, right?
How do you, if it's you, what do you do at that point?
Well, the first thing is I would ask you, are you engaged in the gossip? If you not just if you don't shut it down, shut down the gossip, right? And there's people that thrive on the gossip, right? So that's toxic, is the gossip and the rumors and the drama. Okay. And so it might be you if you really like gossip and you really get into. Did you hear what happened? Yeah. And
but what if it's a personality conflict, though, Andrew?
That's a whole different ball of wax, right? But it's again, that's acceptance versus rejection. Now, the number one need of all human beings is acceptance. The number one fear of all human beings is rejection. And we know from neuroscience that rejection actually causes physical pain in our body. Wow. So most people are either trying to inoculate themselves from rejection or fulfill the need of acceptance.
So how do you, if you're working in a perceived toxic environment, how do you deal with that? What are some solutions, some strategies?
First thing is to accept yourself.
Okay.
Flaws and all, go just love you. Stop giving that power of acceptance to somebody else. And that way I don't fear rejection anymore. If I accept me, I'm not fearing rejection. I don't take it personally if you're a bully, a backstabber, or you're, talking bad about me.
Okay. When do you know it's time to leave? I mean, when is it, you know what, this is just bad?
If you're getting sick and you're like dreading going to work, don't wait till the heart attack happens. And especially in this economy, I know when the economy's tough, we think we have to stay down, but right now you don't have to. If you're getting sick, it's just not worth it.
What's the bottom line when it comes to a toxic work environment?
The bottom line is you could detoxify your own corner. Set up your own, in your cubicle, your workspace. Just have a gossip-free zone. Don't take it personally, and understand that if somebody's giving you a hard time, they're doing the best they can.
All right, Andrew Wittman, excellent. We didn't even get a chance to talk about your book, but the book is an excellent book. It's called Ground Zero Leadership, CEO, and You, and it is available right now at your local bookstores. So thank you very much for stopping by and kind of clearing things out.
Thanks so much, Wayne. Good times.
Oftentimes it's you that's toxic.
I always start there, right? I always look at you first.
Right? Look at yourself first. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks, bro.